It appears to be just an old farmhouse from the 1800s, but on April 16, 1867, an event took place here that made this home a place visitors still come to today.
Well, it's significant because this is where he was born. This is the birthplace of flight.
Jack Shank is speaking of the birthplace home of Wilbur Wright, the third of 7 children born to Milton and Susan Wright. Milton was often gone from home to attend to his duties as a bishop in the United Brethren Church. As the family grew and moved to other homes in the area, Wilbur and Orville's talents became apparent when the family visited with other families on Sundays.
The boys, after they got finished eating, would go out to the barns and mess around, and sometimes they would take some of the farm equipment apart. And then when they left, then the farmer would get a hold of them somehow, and they'd take the kids back, and she would sit down, and the kids would have to put it back together. That's Orville and Wilbur.
Susan Wright was from a family of carriage makers in Pennsylvania. She did not tell Orville and Wilbur how to put the equipment back together, but rather helped them learn how machinery worked. Even Susan's discipline of the children may have prepared them for their inventive futures.
When they got ornery, she'd put them in a room, a closet. But the closet had books and a window, and they had to stay in there and read for punishment.
Perhaps it was also a gift that the father Milton gave to his boys. It may have led to an idea that would be on their minds for the rest of their lives.
He used to bring toys home to the kids, and what really got Wilbur and Orville started was a little bitty airplane thing that you just spin and it would go up in the air. And that's what got them started.
The young boys were fascinated by the way the blades could lift the toy into the air, causing it to fly. In December of 1903, the Wright brothers' airplane first flew at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. It was just the beginning of a life perfecting the plane. Although the Wrights lived in this home but for a short time, the farmstead and adjacent museum tells the story of the family and the famous brothers. An exact replica of that first plane is here, along with a newer version to remind us of how that original idea grew. You have to drive a bit off the beaten path to get here, but many do. Visitors who sometimes travel a very long ways to see this place.
All over the world. We've had them from, like I said, Germany, China, Russia, Japan, Poland. They come here from all over the world, and it's part of their bucket list.
You can still travel these country roads to the old farmstead where Wilbur Wright was born. This is the place where he took his first steps on a life that would bring us the first flight. Traveling the countryside in Millville, Indiana, I'm Andrew McCrae.